What is the point of life? That's a question I ask myself every day. I think everyone asks themselves, it's like that question, what is the meaning of life? Who actually knows? I mean, I don't know what my purpose is here. I mean, I'm aspiring to do things with my life, aspiring to have a family, to have a good job, do better than most people in my family have, because that's a whole different story, guys. But yeah, I just want to do well, and then I think I'll find my meaning. Well, my coming out was a bit of a mess, really. I loved it though at the same time, which is a bit messed up. But I only loved it because my dad literally walked past, because my mum was like, your daughter's gay. And my dad was like, okay. I loved that. I was so happy. It made me feel like, oh my God, things might actually be okay. In its own weird way. My mum, on the other hand, was a completely different story. She was very much like your life is going to be very difficult. And she was like, how do you even know? Are you sure? She was like, is it just a phase? Like, question every gay kid gets asked. Is it a phase? And I was like, life is full of a bunch of phases, babes. Come on, Joe, come on. But I came out as bi to test the waters because I wanted to give everyone hope. I know that's so messed up to think like that, but I was like, my mum wants me to get married to a man, have kids with a man. I just didn't want to let her down. And that's where the self-harm got involved. Parents finding out that I self-harmed was a big deal to me. They found out from school, which is everyone's worst nightmare. That's where my trust issues stem from. The fact that someone told the school about something I didn't want anyone really knowing, which was fun. And I still struggle with it today. It's something which happens. I feel like it's something which will never fully go away, like the thoughts will never fully go away. But I know that I can do it, women empowerment and all that, I can get through it. So it'll be okay. However, life before was beautiful. The first 8 years of my life was probably the best years of my life ever. Like, I grew up in a council estate. I got no shame in council estate. I used to be really embarrassed by it, but now I'm like, I gotta own it. Like, that's where my roots come from. It shows that I'm not middle class and posh. But like, it was amazing. Like, my nan used to come around a lot. She never used to really leave the house, but then she would come round, which I always never took for granted, because I was like, that's a big thing for her to leave. I remember birthdays were amazing when I lived in the flat. When I was like, I remember my 4th birthday very well. I remember waking up and thinking, where is everyone? Because I was left. I was like, where's my mum? Where's my dad? Where are my siblings? And I walk into the front room and they're all just there surprising me, and I'm like, I feel so special. I went to visit the flat the other day actually, and I just bawled my eyes out crying because I'm like, that's my home. Like, where I live now, it's home. It just feels more like a house, whereas the flat was my home. Mental health is a bit of a sticky one sometimes. I'd define it as how well I'm doing. I've never really rated it on a scale of how happy I am. I've always rated it on a scale of how sad I am. So I've gone for more of a, well, 10 is being really sad and 1 is being not that sad. And if I'm like in minus numbers, then that's great. I've struggled with it, yeah, mainly for the last 5 years of my life. People kept telling me it was going to go away, but mental health doesn't just go away like that, I've realised. A lot of it had to do with the fact that so many bad things kept happening at the same time. But like, we're at the park, we're in the woods in the park. And like, I remember coming here with my dad. My dad was a very special part of my coming out because he didn't care. He was very happy about it. We'd come here and like, just get some time away from the house, especially during lockdown, when my mental health was not good at all. Like, we used to come here, like we explored the little wood area we're in now. And it was really fun, actually. And like, I used to come here as a kid a lot as well. My granddad lives near here and I love my granddad, but I can never come out to him because he's very much against gay people. But he's one of my favourite relatives, so it sucks that I can't be myself around him. We used to come to this park for like a bunch of fairs. I remember, actually it was Pride, and I really wanted to go into central London for Pride, but we came here for a fair instead. And I was obviously devastated that I couldn't go to Pride. I was also like, I probably would have enjoyed myself a lot more here than at Pride, which was really mind-boggling to me. Okay, so I used to draw as a coping mechanism. It was one of the healthier coping mechanisms I had. And I remember my parents walked in to see me drawing a knife and they were quite concerned, and I don't think they knew about my self-harm at this point. So I think the alarm bells went ticking off. But I thought it was decent drawing. Because I just look at these drawings and think, yeah, I was sad, but I like them. And this is a really nice one. It represents me in a way, like, I'll explain. So if you can see there, it says weight, because I had a lot of weight on my shoulders. Metaphor. Broken heart. It was brown in the middle because it was like very like dull and like blur. And then you have like obviously self-harm scars, like the sewn up ones are the healed ones. Wearing pride on my sleeve. I was very proud of that one. And then just like needles in the head because it's like a pain. Like my mind constantly was hurting. And my heart was hurting, so. I learnt to draw nooses very, very well, I'll say that. And I'm like, this is like my actual hand. I tried to draw my hand. It was a representation of what I wanted to do. But not anymore, guys, don't worry. Then just some more nooses. I was really proud of this drawing because I thought it looked really cool. Is there anything else? You know, I like my doodles like that as well. I love doing drawings like this. These make me really happy to do. Because I feel like the payoff is really good. I did this for my year 9 thing. I remember getting called homophobic to Aras, of all people. Aras was this boy. And I remember he said, oh, you're so homophobic. And I was literally like, I was a closeted gay. So I was like, no, I'm not. How can I be homophobic? How can I be homophobic? I am gay. Got a picture of my nan. She had yellow hair because she was a smoker. And she always used to wear the same dressing gown. Then we got more of these doodles. Another one. I like them.